Oh, hello, my very spooky friends. How have you been doing? I know, I've been away. I've been working on my other channel, my true crime channel. So, shameless plug if you love true crime, then check out Silky Southern Tea. We're covering a lot of the new cases that are out. But in the meantime, you see Scully back here? Yeah, I don't even want to look back there. He's sulking. He is so upset because I haven't been on here doing the ghost stories, and that's, of course, where he shines. I mean, he can get into the true crime a little bit, but it's kind of a tender point with him. You know what I mean? I don't want to tell too much about his story. It's him. He'll tell it if he wants to, but it makes him a little uneasy sometimes. But he loves the ghost stories, so let's dive right into it. All right, the first couple are healthcare stories. I work in a long-term care center as a CCA. When I started, I worked on the dementia unit. There was a lady close to 100 who was very progressed dementia. She didn't make much sense, just chanted all the time. No, that's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not with the chanting. Ugh. Oh, bless her. One day, as I was providing care to her, she was chanting and looking out her window, I thought. But then she started speaking full sentences to someone who wasn't there. She called him Frank, and she was making fun of me and laughing to him about me. She then said, "Oh, she's only 24. Rude. This is my opinion. She had never met me before. I was 24. Oh, she knew. How did she know? And Frank was her dead brother. Whoa. Okay, I thought she just kind of knew you, but she didn't know you. Oh my gosh, but yet she knew you were 24. Did Frank tell her you were 24? And here's my question. Was Frank trying to hit on you? I mean, did ghosts do that? I don't know, because I have ghosts here, and they've never tried to hit on me, so, should I be insulted? I, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that now. Scully, what do you think? No, Scully, I'm not that upset, but it would be flattering. I'm just saying, if they're going to live here, they could at least, make me feel good about myself. Jeez. I was a student nurse bringing in linen into the ICU when a patient across the ward, because we have a 12-bed ward, looked over at me and yelled for me to move out of the doorway because Jesus was next to me and was walking in. Wow. I froze and she coded within a minute and passed away. Some moments stay with you. Yeah. So Jesus was standing next to you and you didn't know it. Wow. I don't know. I mean, he didn't tell you to move, but I think he could, go right through you if he wanted. But whatever. It gave her comfort. And wow, what a story. Yeah, that would stay with me too. I'm not going to lie. The rest of these are in response to have you ever seen a ghost personally. Now, again, this is from private groups that I'm sharing this from. Yes, I was walking down a long black hallway when a voice in my head said, "Don't come down here." Is this the first time you've had a voice in your head? I'm just asking, Was it a voice or was it you? I don't know. I guess sometimes you just better off not knowing. I stopped dead in my tracks. No, but what I think you mean is like in your gut, like your inner voice, not like an outside voice, right? I stopped dead in my tracks for about 10 minutes. Yeah, then continued to the female bunk room, formerly a hospital recovery room. I got halfway across the room when I was grabbed. Oh no, y'all know how I feel about these grabbing ghosts. No, never slept in that room again. I hear ya. Later that night, while sleeping elsewhere, I was awakened by a knocking sound. Looked up and saw two men's faces in a mirror. So is that who grabbed you? Or we have like masher ghosts that just, go around copping a feel? I don't know. That's not okay, Ghost World. I mean, flirting is one thing, I guess, if that's what they want to do. But grabbing, no. There are still boundaries. Look, that is ghostly assault. And it should be a crime, in my opinion. I can twice. Once while living in a hotel apartment for a week. Night one was the kitchen faucet running with no one up, and when I went to check it out, it turned off by itself and back on again. Oh, okay. Now, I have woken up to faucets and things almost overflowing, but it doesn't turn itself off and then on. Oh my gosh. I was 15. In my 20s, while on the computer in my parents' basement home alone, light on low dimmer, back to the entire basement. Well, that's your first problem. You don't put your back. I don't even like basements, but never put your back to the whole basement. Because you've seen the movies, they come from behind and there they are looking over your shoulder. Yeah. No. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I felt like I was being watched and turned around to check, and when I saw a full-sized shadow figure standing behind the lazy boy. I calmly stared at it, and it stared back at me for maybe 30 seconds or so, and then it swooshed into one bedroom with no windows. In the same room, my sister claimed to see glowing red eyes floating around. Yeah, I don't know. Was he staring at the back of the lazy boy because he's thinking, get out, I want to relax, my chair? But this is why you don't turn your back on a ghost in the basement. Okay? Lesson learned. Watch the movies. I've lived in 3 houses that had spirits, plus one house I visited in the upper Yarra Valley, where I clearly saw a young girl standing in a room in old-style clothing, such as bonnet, high collar, leather boots, etc. My ex-wife also saw her. We were so convinced, we asked the people who had invited us for dinner if their granddaughter was going to join us. They gave us a blank look and told us they were the only people there. Yeah, that's a little awkward. Is the ghost going to join? Is that your granddaughter? Is your granddaughter the ghost going to, sit down to dinner with us? I mean, and what do you feed a ghost? I've never really thought about that. If y'all have some menu items, comment below. What would a ghost eat? What do you fix for dinner? All right. We currently have a spirit cat that has followed us from a previous address. A lot of visitors say, oh, you have 2 cats. Nope, only one live one. They even go look into the room the spirit cat went into to check. We are no longer surprised when it wanders around our house. Now, I've told y'all before, my cat from years and years ago, she visited one time after she passed. But I don't know. I guess, that's the way to go. I've said it before. If you're going to have a pet, a cat, a spirit cat is good. No litter box, no knocking things over. My cat is around here, and you will probably hear her crying before this is over. Yeah. So, it's not the worst thing. Spirit cat, I can do that. I can only say I visited York, England, and we had a tour of a museum. We went into the cellar of this building and was told that in the 60s, I think, that a young boy was working down there, and suddenly a legion of Roman soldiers came out of the walls, including horses. Whoa! Wow! Now that is a ghostly legion. Also fascinating. So I'm taking a few pictures. Some of our group started to leave the room and go into another room, but I stayed with my husband and another man. I was just about to take a photo of this wall when suddenly a bright yellow tube of light came out of the wall. Whoa. I jumped back in shock, and my husband flinched too. Okay, so you weren't the only one that saw it. The other man looked surprised at our reaction. I then explained what had just happened, but sadly the man didn't see it. So that's the closest I think I got to a spirit, I guess. But you can Google the story of that museum. Huh. Wow, that's really interesting. A legion, like a whole bunch of soldiers and horses. Yeah. That might make me a little intimidated because, like, I wonder if you'd feel like you were going to get run over by these ghost horses. I don't know. About 2 years ago, I saw a little girl, maybe 8 or 9 years old. She stood beside my bed and just smiled at me. She had long brown hair and a frilly dress. I never felt threatened or in danger. She just stood there and smiled for about 20 seconds and just disappeared. This happened 3 different times, but I haven't seen her in the last year. Okay, I want to know. Why do ghosts have to stare at you when you're sleeping? Do they stare at you in the daytime and you're just not aware because you're watching TV or looking at your phone or whatever you're doing? Is that why? Or do they just wait till we're sleeping, and why? Why do they want to watch us sleep? That's a little creepy to me, unless we just sense them because we're not thinking of anything else. But otherwise, I'm just saying, ghosts, don't watch me sleep. Yeah, and the bathroom, that's off limits too, and the shower. Look, there's a lot of stuff, Just exit the room. Privacy is very important to me, okay? Oh, this is a scary one. I had a dark something try to smother me in my old apartment. It was black, growled, and tried to turn my mattress over. Ooh, it only happened once. That sounds like my ex-husband. Yeah. Growling, trying to turn the mattress over. I don't know. Trying to smother you. Have I said too much? I don't know. Are you sure you don't know him, like, seriously? Just saying. No. Okay, a lot of times, on a serious note, a lot of times when we hear these stories of, things like this trying to smother you, there's a whole explanation for that. And it's really not an entity. It's you. They say it's you coming out of your body and going back in. But this case sounds different because it growled. Okay? If something is growling, and I don't have a dog in the room, yeah, I'm not okay with that. Again, exorcism. Yeah, just like, call in somebody. Sprinkle stuff around your house. Whatever you need to do. Yeah, don't be trying to smother me and growl at me at the same time. That is extremely rude and unacceptable behavior for any kind of ghost or entity. Okay? Mind your manners. Not going into details, but a light flew inside me. Oh, what? Wait. Like when? Like where? This didn't have any, like, precursor to it. I have no idea what's going on and how this happened. It was about 2 to 3 inches. Okay, so like that. 2 to 3 inches of a bright light with a blue tint on the perimeter. I am the only one that saw it in a room with 5 other people. It bore a hole. What? It bore a hole in my stomach. It did not hurt, but it left a scar on my skin. This is so bizarre, y'all. I do not feel my skin on that spot. I'm thinking aliens. I'm not thinking ghosts. I'm thinking aliens were like up in the rafters, up in the ceiling, like looking through the window, like doing a little beam and right into, I don't know. This does not sound like a ghost. Whew. It did not hurt, but it left a scar on my skin. I do not feel my skin on that spot. Fast forward 15 years later, a tumor was taken out of there. Did those aliens give you a tumor? It's not a tumor. Like, seriously. Was it a slow growing tumor? Because I would freak out. I finished chemo last winter. The last test looked like I never had cancer. All good now. And I had a triple bypass the same year. What? I remember knowing I will be okay. I even died a few times. Well, I'm glad you knew you were going to be okay, especially if you were in there dying like over and over. Wow, had a few freaky experiences. I'm sure you did. Remember, hang on to life by a thread, but still smiling. I just knew I would be okay. All right. Wow. I'm still saying no ghost. I'm saying this was an alien. I don't even think I believe in aliens, but a blue light, yeah, and a tumor, yeah. I'm saying that was a different kind of supernatural, okay? But I'm glad, so glad you're okay. Okay, so that is the last one that we have for today. Look, watch out for aliens, ghosts. Don't be sitting with your back in the basement, and watch out for those blue lights. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up and like it. But above all things, say goodbye to Scully. And whatever you do, stay spooky. Bye.